Good morning and welcome to Face the Nation. We're going to get right to it. Our big story today, what's going to happen in Tuesday's midterm election? For that, we turn to CBS News Elections and Surveys Director Anthony Salvanto. Anthony, one of the busiest men in the building right now. Let's start. You've done a survey of the House races. What does it show?
Yeah, we have been tracking race by race across all 435, especially in the competitive districts. The Democrats go into Tuesday in position to take control, even if narrowly. So right now they would get to 225. And that's just a few seats over the 218 that they would need to win. There's a margin of error on that estimate. And that leaves a very plausible scenario in which Republicans retain control of the House. The story on that is not just statistical, it's political. It's what happens if the Democrats don't get the turnout that they need and they don't get enough crossover voting.
Let's go to those two scenarios. First scenario is the one where Democratic hopes are dashed. They don't take the 23 seats away from Republicans. What has happened if that is the outcome on Tuesday?
The Democrats are relying on this kind of cocktail, which a heavy amount of turnout, new voters, people who haven't shown up in midterms before, with a dash of persuasion. And that's a few, it's less than 1 in 10. People who voted for Donald Trump in 2016 going over and voting for a Democrat for the House this year. If most of them come back to the Republican Party, the Republicans hold the House, the Democrats fall short.
And if Republicans hold the House, Democrats will need a cocktail. Let's go now to the outcome where Democrats have a big night. What has then happened in the electorate for that to happen?
Well, they've gotten that turnout, and some of the early voting indicates that they might. And then they've gotten more independents to swing over towards them. Remember, they're aiming at some of that crossover and persuading some more independents. If that happens, then they get up into the 230s, 232 in our best estimate on that big night for the Democrats. But in either case, it'll probably be a late night, John, before we know.
And finally, as if we didn't have enough complexity, there is some sense the weather might play a role on Tuesday. What do you know?
Well, when we talk about turnout, it means that people might have to stand out there in some tough conditions. It looks like the weather forecast across the Midwest is pretty tough. It looks like there are severe storms down across even into Virginia and the mid-Atlantic there. So we'll see. A lot of those states don't early vote. Some of them, they need election day turnout. So that could be a factor.
Oh, wow. Okay. Anthony, we'll see you later in the broadcast. Thank you.